A statesman, scholar, and linguist, Pamulaparthi Venkata Narasimha Rao would have turned 100 years old today. Born on June 28, 1921 in the Vangara village of Karimnagar district of the then Andhra Pradesh, Rao took over the reins of Congress after the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi in May 1991 and became the 9th Prime Minister of India. Narasimha Rao is identified with several reforms. Narasimha Rao was popularly called modern day's Chanakya for being a visionary and steering in tough economic and political reforms at a time when India was going through one of the most severe economic crises. P.V. Narasimha Rao had humble social origins. He was adopted at the age of 3 by P. Rangarao and Rukmini Amma, who hailed from agrarian families. In the late 1930s, he took part in the popular Vande Bharat movement. Later, he attended Hislop College, which is now a part of Nagpur University, and earned a master's degree in law. During the 1940s, the Indian freedom movement was at its peak, and like a devoted patriot, Rao was trained as a guerrilla fighter to overthrow the Nizam of Hyderabad. He survived the war and entered politics after India achieved independence. In the year 1957, he served as a member of the Andhra Pradesh Legislative Assembly. Another exciting thing about Rao was he was a man of many languages. Even though Telugu was Rao's native language, Rao was also proficient in 9 other languages: Hindi, Marathi, Odia, Bengali, Gujarati, Kannada, Sanskrit, Tamil, and Urdu. Besides that, he also spoke English, French, Arabic, Spanish, German, and Persian. Genius, right? Later, in the year 1971, he was elected as the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. In his reign, he set up the Navodaya Vidyalayas for the underprivileged. He rose to fame in the year 1972 for handling multiple different ministries, most popularly the Home Ministry, the Defence Ministry, and the Foreign Affairs Ministry in the central government. Since Rao had not contested the general elections, so he then participated in a by-election from the Nandyal city to join the parliament. Rao won with a record-breaking victory margin of 5 lakh votes, which earned him a place in the Guinness Book of World Records. He also defied conventional method of politics by choosing Manmohan Singh, a non-political economist, as his finance minister, which did wonders to the economy. He also named Subramaniam Swamy, a member of the opposition party, as the chairman of the Commission on Labour Standards and International Trade. This is the first and the only instance that a member of the opposition party has been nominated to a cabinet post by the ruling party. In order to prevent the looming 1991 economic crisis, Rao made some reforms in the economic policy, including foreign development investment, capital market reform, domestic company deregulation, and trade regime reform. India had no Margaret Thatcher or Ronald Reagan leading any ideological change. We only had P.V. Narasimha Rao, an astute Prime Minister who believed in reforms more than ideologies. Today, if India has an open economy, it is all due to Rao and the reforms during the LPG era. Rao dismantled the license permit Raj that stifled the economy for decades while making a few privileged folks obscenely wealthy. Rao's government implemented the International Monetary Fund's policies to rescue the almost bankrupt nation from an economic collapse. Rao focused on reducing the fiscal deficit, privatization of the public sector, and increasing investment in infrastructure, and the outcome was the record GDP growth. In 1993, he initiated the aviation sector, and in 1994, a new Rao's government launched a telecom policy, paving the way for a mobile revolution in India. Rao also encouraged the creation of National Stock Exchange and the empowerment of market regulator SEBI, or the Securities Exchange Board of India. Needless to say, he faced severe resistance from party veterans who were hesitant to move on an untested path like Rao. Remember Pokhran 2, the nuclear test? The idea of nuclear test in India was first mooted by Narasimha Rao, though it was implemented later by the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government. Not only economic reforms, he was also instrumental in solving the problems of terrorism in Punjab. Rao's ability to strike a balance between political diplomacy and pragmatic economic reform were crucial to India's economic success. But he had his fair share of controversies as well. Perhaps good economics does not often make for good politics. Rao's worst legacy was his handling of the Babri Masjid demolition crisis, which led to some of the bloodiest religious riots in the post-independent India. While his government was also accused of various scams, predominantly cash for vote scam, he was accused of buying MPs from parties like the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. He was also alleged of the 1992 stock market scam, the popular Harshad Mehta scam, and also the Hawala scam. These scams and controversies marred the pro-development image of Rao to a great extent and negated the good work done by him to rescue the economy. After his party lost in the by-elections, he stepped down and retired from politics. At the age of 83, he bid adieu to the world. Fate, however, laughed at him in his death too. The last request of P.V. Narasimha Rao to be cremated at New Delhi was not granted, and his body was sent to Hyderabad for a state funeral. The bright and shiny legacy of P.V. Narasimha Rao has been reduced to as the forgotten PM in the modern history, probably the most underrated leader ever, but he was never credited for any of his reforms. What most people do not know was that Rao was also a poet and a writer, an intellectual who preferred books over actual friends, a man who was so contemplative as well as action-oriented, cynical as well as idealistic. Rao was way ahead of his time, from economy to national security, to foreign affairs, India's nuclear program, statesmanship and beyond. P.V. Narasimha Rao continues to be India's most reformed Prime Minister on a lot of parameters, but history would be a better judge of it. What's your take on it? Do let us know in the comment section. Until next time, stay tuned to News Hamster. Thank you so much for watching.